Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increase warp output, okay.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
It is evident that presently, the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
Well, couldn't we slowboat it out of here at impulse speed?
It may come to that, but we don't know how far this warp dead zone extends. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
I thought you could just launch probes. I guess not. All the probes they want to do. Yeah, let's go fly a shuttle around. That's an excuse.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Fly the shuttle to your objective to complete the mission. We actually get to fly. Nice. Use W to fly forward, D to fly back. What? I'm sorry. Why is D to fly backwards? It should be S. Use the mouse to turn. Use Q and E to descend. To ascend or descend. The storm will push your shuttle around. Stay focused to maintain your course. But why is D back? You know? Why? That makes zero sense. So multiple pages. Oh, okay, interesting. Wait, S is reverse. A and D is strict. What? Okay, the instructions are wrong. Just try not to hit them in the cell.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. They are standing by to reproduce the warp field
there's a
collapse
giant
after the first probe is
asteroid
deployed.
kind of
Thank you,
straight
Mr.
at us.
Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him. And, I've learned a lot working under him.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you. With this new first officer coming aboard.
Political animal? Oh, you mean someone who isn't rude? Hey, what's wrong with the XO, huh? I think the XO is pretty cool.
This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position. Westbrook
Nice.
here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
Oh, you're just jealous, is what you wanted the role, I guess.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
What? What is that?
Oh. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
2
someone in
points of
charge.
data, the Resolute and the probe. We've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
The person in charge would take the ideas that make the most sense
Listen,
and have the
I'm gonna
best
give you
chance
a
of
piece
succeeding
advice I
and
wish
without
someone had given me.
risk.
Make sure you're never
With
just
as little
one
risk
thing.
as possible.
And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
Oh, he was true.
What a...
But you are a people person.
I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
Well, if you're asking, I think you're a people person. After all,
Oh, he should have said that
here we are.
sarcastically.
Me, an enlisted officer, you, one of the senior staff, talking like old buddies.
I should send Solano to talk to you.
Bring him on.
I'm sure you can handle him. You've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field.
I guess
Keep
I
up
have
the
to go
good
down.
work, and who knows? Solid jack of all departments like you could be commander-in-chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
Oh, really? Give me a promotion.
Of course, if you get an officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
I love it. So put me up for promotion. I'm ready for my next challenge.
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chovak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration. If I were first officer, it would be different.
Well, then I'll just have to change Commander Chovak's mind. I'll work hard and better, and he won't be able to ignore it.
You've got grit. I'll give you that.
Although, if we get
Here.
promoted and go to
This is
another
close
ship,
enough.
we've got to take
Stop the
Miranda
engines.
with us. Otherwise, that would be really awkward.
Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Okay. There's a Resolute. Oh, what is that? Huh.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
I bet it's from the moon.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon,
A beam that blocks warp travel.
aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally.
I don't think it's aimed at
I
us
don't know
though.
how they're doing it.
It's aimed at the other planet,
Like
right?
nothing I've ever seen.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people.
You sure it's
Now we're
aimed at
getting hit
us?
by some warp-killing weapon?
Where is their where is their
Look here.
the other alien
Current
planet?
readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, It's just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Elydians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
From everything we witnessed, I would say that is highly likely.
But what are they afraid of?
Because it's their weapon!
The Hotari representative said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind
She
her
called
people's
us here.
back? It's a fair question, considering.
She doesn't like the way Galvin and Sidron have been manipulating the situation. And the Queen. Working with us to go around them isn't the same as betraying her people.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Elydians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm.
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Elydians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Oh, okay.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt.
I thought maybe it was a
Received an
science.
urgent call from Atari. Queen's advisor Tylus has asked to speak with you.
I thought maybe it was a science experiment by the Elydians, but maybe there was just an Iconian device or something that was on that moon. Or along, they just found it while mining.
Help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
Hopefully
We
she's
can only
safe.
hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
I'm the one who got her into this. If something happens to her, it's my fault.
She's one of the Queen's closest advisors. I'm sure she'll be fine. Assuming the Queen isn't part of this. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Tyler suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Lydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
What the Federation doesn't know won't hurt them. If I do it right, nobody will know I was there.
Commander, I'm surprised at you.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way. That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
Yeah, that's right, teamwork.
2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
She looks troubled.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Okay.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Well, what can I say? I'm good at what I do.
I can see that.
Oh.
Come on. Start pulling chips.
Why is that negative? Why does she hate what we do? Oh, hold on. Isolinear chips. Why is there only a tiny amount in here? Shouldn't this be like full? Otherwise, why is it this big? Yeah, we'll take all the yellow ones. Wait, are we just taking them all? No, that's something I would do because I'm super clumsy. Whoa, what is that?
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
I love the techno babble. Should we be picking this up? I think we should get like something to put it in, right? Is it giving out radiation or something? Be careful, dude. I'm not just gonna grab it. Don't do that.
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination.
Makes sense.
Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call. Get Starfleet to send more ships.
That's
Or
not our
I could send a
core.
message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
Miranda, you gotta be more careful. Someone hears that, they could think you're talking mutiny.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can help.
We could bring it up to our superiors, but we can't make that decision
Okay,
for them.
stand back. Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core. Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you.
Yeah, me too.
Like she might have changed her mind.
Yeah.
But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us? Or it's because this is all happening so fast? But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Yeah, there was something a little off about her.
Like that talk about sending a distress call? That was pretty out there. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course. Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel. possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon, originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
I mean, for all we know,
Displaying
the entire
symbols from
moon
Federation database with a
could be the
90%
weapon.
probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze.
Okay. No, that doesn't look anything like it. Yeah, this probably is, isn't it? Just turned around. Maybe? Could it be that? Could be that. So 2 possibilities so far. Yeah, it's the Klingons. So it could be. I think it maybe is. It's. Wait, what if you do? I kind of want to do Klingons as a joke. No, not the Klingons. They didn't even say anything. Ah, that's a missed opportunity.
.2% match.
Got it.
So who are they?
So, what are we looking at?
The
Tkon
design
Empire.
and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Tkon Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Tkon were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Tkon technology?
Who are the Tkons? I don't recognize them.
Our knowledge of the Tkon is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
I can't speculate about how much they know, but one thing's for sure. They know how to use it.
Indeed.
Which might explain how they seized control of the mines.
And targeted us with a weapon that prevents warp travel.
Computer, what is the last recorded discovery of other Tkon artifacts?
Stardate 41386.4. The USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Tkon outpost in the Delphi Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tkon Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
Well, that TNG episode
There's
doesn't ring a
lot
bell.
here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Oh, this will give me information about it. Portal 6-3. I would have thought I'd remember a name like that.
Someone from the Tkon Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tkon Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Tkon Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Takan outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away Team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
Huh.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
Oh, so it was a season 1 episode, it looks like. Well, that's why I don't remember it.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
What happened to the Enterprise D? Well, it didn't get destroyed, so...
The technology to capture
Wasn't
and
that
hold
bad.
the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Takan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Takan technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
The Illidians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
For now, it's probably best we don't let on how much we know.
Play our cards close to the vest. Smart. I agree. Then when the time is right, we can confront them.
Diplomatically, of course.
Right.
We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against. And to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side. However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task.
Of course,
Require
Captain.
Absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll get the away team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances, that would be the case. Given the sensitive nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone.
What?
I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you.
Okay.
The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality, aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Yes, sir. I'll do everything in my power to make sure no one knows I'm there.
Good. Of course, you'll have full support from the Resolute, and we'll make sure we take every precaution.
Every precaution.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Illidians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime? Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
I guess us being Chief of Security on our last role, last ship, gives us the upper hand to get this done.
Petty
Oh, we're an
Officers
engineer,
Diaz
nice.
and Edsolar, where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
What has she
Yeah,
done?
Her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Diaz, Tamaris.
Try her again. Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Is she committing a mutiny right now?
Something's not right.
She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Nelly should come with us. Come with us, Nelly. No. Oh. She turned into a crystal zombie. Is she gonna fight us now? Or is she committing mutiny? One of these things is a possibility.
Someone improperly pulled these isolinear chips.
Oh, there's some down here. We should probably look at those and say, why is the isolinear chips down on the ground like this? Actually, they're all over the place. What? This seems like sabotage. She's trying to communicate without us being able to know it. She's calling in military ships. Who do you think? Okay, probably have to go up or down the ladder. Oh. Sounds like we're going up. Yeah, let's be silent. Catch them unawares. Why are these just stuck out in the middle of nowhere? More isolinear chips.
What the?
it's just you. I'm busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
I called you on the comm badge. Twice. Commander Westbrook, too. Why didn't you answer?
Oh, I guess I was just caught up in my work. But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
Was someone else messing around in here? There were a bunch of ISOs pulled out on the lower level, and these here. Or was that you?
I didn't see anyone, but I'll report it. A team will come to investigate. Look, I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine. You worry too much. We're on a starship. Nothing's gonna happen to me here.
Miranda, you can be honest with me. Are you in some kind of trouble? Commander Westbrook said the crystals you took never made it to the containment lab.
Will you drop it? I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
I'm getting some very mixed signals from you right now. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now. Just tell Chovak or whoever I don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business. I know we have some things to figure out. I don't have time to stand around and debate with you. Not right now.
I want to help you, but you're not making it easy.
Then I'll try to make it simple. You don't have to say anything at all.
Miranda, hold on!
No. Get out of my way.
Whoa.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
She attacked me!
That's ridiculous.
And tried to get away with this! She was copying data onto it. I caught her in the act.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation. And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Even if that was true, it still doesn't answer what happened to the crystal formation that she took. And she isn't helping.
I can't tell you what I don't know. I brought them where they belonged, and that's where I left them.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Agreed.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record.
No, I think we do.
Miranda, maybe you're feeling out of sorts, and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out?
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari. I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a security breach, and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
She did have a bumpy ride back on the shuttle. Come on, Carter. We should get her taken care of.
You better be sure about this.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Let's take her to sickbay. It's better than the brig, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fine. Get checked out by medical. You two go with her.
Oh, so tempted to just throw her in the brig. But the data needs to go to security. Or whatever that data case thing is. I don't know if she's been taken over and controlled by something, which is maybe how the Hotari know how to use everything. They've been maybe taken over by the Takan, or if she's just like some kind of saboteur who thinks she knows better. I don't remember the Takan at all, so I don't know if they can like transfer themselves into other species, or if they have some kind of power to like control people with the technology. So we're going undercover, but we've decided to wear our uniforms. That's typical Starfleet mentality.
Rydick here.
This is Zermatt. Any trouble getting to the surface?
I'm really starting to miss transporters.
As long as this storm is around, you'd better learn to like shuttles. But if you can find the cause of the interference, we might be able to get back to transporting.
As if I needed another incentive. We both know there's a lot more than that riding on this.
Fair enough. You'll need to get in and out of the mine undetected, so I hope Minister Tylus can help in that regard.
So do I.
And to keep this covert, we'll refrain from contact unless absolutely necessary.
Understood. Rydick out.
Well, I hope they don't have any kind of security on this mine. Oh. Oh, I think I've got to be over there to him. Oh, okay. Crouch to get under there.
The ionic interference is coming from underground. I should find a safer way down there.
Yeah, that looks like the entrance. Okay, so although we probably have a tricorder and a phaser, you can't just grab them whenever you want to. Some kind of alien moss or something? Oh, I hope that's Tylus. It is, okay. Hope we've topped up on Duridium, or whatever that stuff is. We don't need to like die because we can't get any while we're on this mission. How often do we have to use it? We could be down here for a couple of days or more.
Hopefully no one else did. It's good to see you, even under these unfortunate circumstances.
When you called to give us a scan, it sounded like they caught you. I was worried you'd been hurt.
It was nothing I couldn't handle.
Lead the way. I'll fill you in on what we've learned about the situation.
Follow me.
The device Galvin and Sidron brought back from the mines is being used to control some sort of warp disruption weapon that has the Resolute trapped in Hotari space. According to our readings, the power source for that device is on this moon, at the specific coordinates I sent you.
That sounds impossible. That explains the rumors of the Hotari controlling the ionic storm.
We strongly suspect the device was created by an ancient empire known as the Takan.
The Takan?
Once the most powerful civilization in the galaxy, but they've been gone for over 600,000 years.
It's hard to believe there's something like that on Tau.
Which is why I need proof. If we find hard evidence that Galvin and his allies are hiding dangerous to Khan technology, I can convince the Federation to let us intervene.
Understood. We're almost there.
But why would they hold... Why would the Hatari hold the Resolute here? Like, I don't see the purpose in that. What? Do they think they would force us to you know, help them get free of the Lydians?
That's the mine?
Prospect 614 North, Subdivision 20.
It's enormous.
Just one of the thousands across Tau. The pride of Hotari.
How do we get inside?
The structure that circles the mine has entry points for transporting equipment into the lower levels. They're guarded, but nothing I can't get past using my authority.
Well, that's good to hear.
As long as you can avoid being seen, I should be able to talk my way past any miner. And provide a little distraction for you in the process.
How do I avoid being seen?
You don't use the door. How dare you! Don't you know who I am? I am Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic
Oh, that's a
Affairs.
big jump.
That's not
The Queen would be furious to hear you tried to deny me entry.
the Queen. But I just...
You just what? Just now realize the trouble you've made for yourself? And who exactly do you think you're going to
Find a way across the catwalk.
Because I'll
Okay.
be reporting it as well, to someone much further.
Oh, we can now use the tricorder. Oh, what's this?
Do you understand who pays your
Where's this
wage?
red?
I could inform the Queen directly of this instance.
There's no
You'll
need
regret everything you said here today. You should have opened the doors the second I appeared before you.
That's not the protocol. I didn't know
Each
you
second you delay my entry will be recorded, processed, and permanently marked on your record. I can't believe this. Does your brain function? Do you speak our tongue?
Minister, I have orders.
How could a fellow Hotari not understand this? You're
Where are
digging your
they?
own grave. I've reached the end of my patience.
Oh, literally
Spoken
below
to
us?
the Maintenance Bay.
I told you I can't just...
Now,
But fine.
a wise choice. Lead the way. And be quick.
Tricorder will beep when you are near a scannable object.
Not going that way.
What is this?
Force field. Looks like it was installed recently. No safe way around it.
That seems really excessive. Why do you need like 20 force fields?
Okay. Let's get a look inside you.
Prevents solid matter from passing through. Signal receiver that controls field activation. Component focusing on the pattern of the force field. Nothing biological.
Full system access. Let's see if I can just... Bingo.
Nice. Pause the other way. Oh, I guess I can't look at. I don't know why those show up as red. Everything else is just black, unless you can interact with it. Oh, why is it? Does green mean you can interact with it? Oh, maybe I can when I get downstairs. Okay. Oh, what is this? Have a range. Okay. Yeah, looks like we gotta go this way.
Better hurry. Not sure how long she can keep him busy.
Well, we're all the way up here. He's not gonna be able to do anything to us. Why have I seen that symbol before? That symbol seems so familiar. The weird triangle. That.
Something in here is keeping that door closed.
Contains records of personnel with access to this facility. Can't move up. And I can't holster it. Oh, there we go. Just move over to the side a bit. There we go. DNA processor. Component that processes DNA scans for those that attempt to enter the door. Does not store records, used only as a trigger for activation. Prevents solid matter from passing through. Okay.
Got it. Should remove the security check on the door.
There's nothing else, is there? This is the only thing, right? Is it because of that? There's not gonna be anything else. Find Tylus. This is like really impressive. I can't look up. Ah, look up! Oh, it's weird. I don't know what they did to the camera or something. Like, yeah. Why? It's weird. I can look up higher there than I can there. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the camera. Now I can look up. What? Camera's being really weird and doesn't want to play ball. I think that's my first criticism of the game. Is the camera's a bit funny. That was a cool visual though. Maybe it's just where I was? No, because like here, literally I can't move the camera higher than this. So that's the planet? I can't even look at the planet! It's like the camera just gets glued in place at times. Like now my camera just won't move anywhere. What? What on earth is going on with the camera? Now I'm just staring at the floor? Bizarre. Maybe it's just this level. The game really doesn't like this level. Oh, well, my mouse has died. Move, camera, please. I need to look this way so I can actually go this way. Yeah, pretty plain when you get to see it. I imagine it'd be really beautiful to look at the bloody planet! It'd be really beautiful if you was on that planet with rings around it. Because I guess at night you'd be able to see it, depending on whether the sun's hitting the rings or not. As you can see, my mouse is like still. The camera's being all weird and moving slightly. It's just juddering. Maybe it's the engine they used for this? You can't cope? Maybe? Wait, we can roll here, but not... Oh, okay.
I didn't come here to educate an imbecile on royal protocol.
Of course not, Minister.
So I will be about my business here, and you will take yourself out of my sight. There you are.
You really let that guy have it.
It worked, didn't it? I'm used to having to throw my weight around. Hard to get anyone to listen to you otherwise.
Gotta admit, I'm a little afraid of you now.
You're lucky we're on the same side.
I'd say so. The catwalks were booby-trapped.
Galvin and Sidron have gone to great lengths.
Hey, we were
to
being
help them
jokey. She should have been happy about that.
Well, we're inside. Where do you want to start?
The ionic interference is coming from below us. We need to go deeper.
That lift goes down, at least to the changeover station. But we can't use it without DNA authorization from one of the guards.
I have an idea, but we need a few samples of DNA from the miners who work here.
Samples?
Fingerprints, sweat, blood.
Which will trick the machine and get us control of the lift.
That's the theory. Let's test it.
I don't... Do we need blood? I mean, they're not just going to bleed all over the controls, are they? Oh, use our tricorder. Wait a second. Let's have a look.
That's an enormous tractor beam.
One of our strongest. The miners dump everything they find into the center, and the tractor beam moves it all up into the collector ship.
You sound a little proud of it.
The Illydians may have given us new tools, but the methods of excavation are all Hotari designed.
Is the camera behaving now? No. They want you to be at a certain level, but sometimes that level changes. I don't know why it changes. It's like it's hitting something. Hitting like a clipping box or something. Like for standard gameplay it's fine, because you don't need to look up. But people want to look up, right? Or at least, okay, I do. So you should find DNA on things people touch a lot. Hello, I'm trying to aim up. Well, now it's actually interfering with gameplay. What is going on? I'm stuck looking at the floor. What is happening? I'm moving my mouse around. It's not doing anything half the time.
There's DNA on this console, but it's only partial. I can't use this.
Maybe because we're outside.
The weather out here could dilute any DNA samples.
What about inside that structure? That's where the workers spend most of their time.
Good idea. An Ilidian console.
All the managerial technology in the mines is Ilidian.
So they can keep an eye on their investment.
That's how it is.
Hopefully that guard stays outside.
Oh, he will.
Oh, is there any... Oh, there are other
What's
interactions.
in all these containers?
These contain mining supplies, tools, energy packs for machinery.
Shouldn't mining supplies be inside the mines?
It is troubling. If the workers here aren't mining...
Oh.
No luck. Unless this console thinks I'm a Hotari guard, it won't work.
The guards work out of that building back there. Might have some DNA.
Do you think we could just find a way to climb over this?
Possibly. But the console on the lift itself is locked by the same system that locks this ramp.
No
The frame rate's a
shortcuts,
bit painful here.
I'm sure you can figure something out.
Maybe that's what's interfering with the camera?
This facility doesn't seem well maintained. Wow, that is a lot of DNA. I should look for the most concentrated spots. I can use this.
Hotari fingerprint. Residual oil deposits reveal a distinctive pattern of ridges and valleys, consistent with a fingerprint belonging to a Hotari male, approximately 36 cycles in age.
That's a stable DNA sample. It's only partial, but a few more should do it.
There's another one here.
Not concentrated enough. I should try somewhere else. There's gotta be stable DNA here.
Saliva residue. Hotari saliva is viscous to accommodate their harsh diet. Dental prints of Hotari male, 24 cycles in age. Hotari food is often dense, allowing use of a single prolonged utensil.
Good. That's another I could use. Just need one more sample.
Okay, where's that toilet?
Hygiene clearly isn't a priority down here.
Ah, here we go.
Promising.
Towel, a highly absorbent fabric used for cleaning, drying, and a variety of other tasks. Contains traces of Hotari's skin and hair. Notable odor detected. Bandages, strips of fabric used to cover wounds and injuries, providing protection and supporting the healing process. Dried Hotari blood detected. Syringe, a medical device with a needle used for administering or withdrawing liquids from the body. Trace amounts of Hatari blood detected.
Perfect. That's enough to make the DNA profile. Time to go back to the lift.
There's stuff in here too.
Not enough. Gotta keep looking.
What are we detecting here?
Leftovers. I should give this a scan. Some kind of glowing mineral being used as a light source. Might want one of these for my cabin, actually. Almost looks like coffee. Almost. I'll have some Ractigino when I get back to the ship. If they eat in here, it's likely there's some DNA in the room. Hotari must be tough on the inside, too.
Well, no, she doesn't come in here.
You're not coming inside?
There are some things I'd rather not smell.
Well, we don't blame her. I guess everything we should be able to get down now.
It worked.
Theory proven.
I'll get it started.
Ready?
Oh, it's not going
I'm
down.
afraid of what we might find down there.
Or it is going
We'll
down.
be okay.
At an angle.
Survived worse than this.
Well, I haven't. But I'll put my faith in you. For now. Jara. No, stay back. There's a guard at the station. You'll have to hide.
I guess we'll hide here. Was there another place to hide?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You watch your tone with me. I'm Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. I speak for the Queen herself.
This is a restricted area. No one gains access without the approval of Galvin or Sidron.
Wait.
Jues Gawad Abawincha.
Let me go!
No! I thought she'd be mad if I killed her people. Okay. No, we've got to kill him.
Who are you?
Oh.
What are you doing here?
I was like, can we skip
watch
past
your
this
tone
one?
with me.
But
I'm Tylus
yeah, I
Altaris,
just thought, well,
Minister
she
of
could just handle it
Diplomatic
herself, and then
I
she did
speak
attack
for
her. I
the
was like,
Queen
yeah,
herself.
she'll take him out, and then
This
she
is a restricted
tried to
area.
run away and got shot.
No one gains access without the approval of Galvin
That
or
was not
Sidron.
my intention.
Wait.
Jues Gawad Abawin.
Are you all right?
I don't know.
Are you injured?
No, I thought if I could talk my way through like always, I'd be fine, but...
Do we stun
I'm a
him?
diplomat. This isn't what I do. I've never even fired a weapon. This is just... It's real now. I wasn't ready for this.
Hey, I'll keep you safe.
Can you?
I was a tactical officer before I was posted to the Resolute. I know my way around a phaser. You saw how I handled our large friend here.
I suppose that is somewhat reassuring. My authority has never been challenged like that. It meant nothing to him.
So we should assume any Hatari we encounter from here on can't be reasoned with.
Agreed. The only loyalty they have down here is to Galvin and Sidron.
Can you switch over the lift?
The guard should have a scan card that will allow us to operate the switch.
Oh. Well, there it is.
An Illydian disruptor.
I assume the miners took weapons from the Illydians before they fled the mines.
That explains some of how the uprising happened, but not enough.
Should we take it with us?
No. My phaser is more efficient. Unless you want it.
Oh no. Weapons aren't my thing.
That's some serious armor.
Conditions in the mines are harsh, even for Hotari.
Got it.
He's not dead, is he? He's still one of my people, and I didn't come here to take Hotari lives.
My phaser's set to stun. He'll be perfectly fine, just unconscious for a while.
I see. We don't have that sort of technology on our weapons.
Good to know.
Yeah, we'll try not to get shot. Oh, there's that delicious dilithium.
The energy readings are emanating from this tunnel. It's sure to be guarded in there. Stay low and follow my lead.
Okay, we're going in hot.
Is that all dilithium?
Not all of it. We excavate large chunks of rock that contain varying amounts of dilithium ore. It's sorted and processed at the collector ship above.
Oh my god, the frame rate. Okay, you can always touch it. Giant chunks of the stuff. Oh, I guess they bring down ships every now and then and load it up. No, it doesn't make sense. But that's what it seems like for this panel. It's like it's there to connect to something. I guess when they bring down people, perhaps, if they need to.
More guards.
I take that as a sign we're getting close.
I'll get a closer look. Looks like they've improvised a barrier.
Yes, we must be getting closer.
Oh, red keycard. Oh, it's like Doom. We have to use the yellow keycards again here. And now he's got a red keycard? Who's got the blue key card?
We need that particular card, don't we?
Ah, to get through the red door, of course.
Can you open that door?
Not without that scan card.
We don't have time to wait for them to finish whatever they're doing. We'll have to try to keep low and sneak past them.
I'm starting to see the utility of a phaser.
I wouldn't stand a chance against all three of them.
Sure we would.
I don't like our options here. I have to get us that card so we can open the door.
How? If they detect you, Galvin and Sidron's followers are clearly willing to kill to protect whatever's in this mine.
Hey, I'm trained for this. I'll be fine.
What should I do?
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room and meet me at the door.
There's no way you would do that. That would make so much sound jumping like that. Stealth scenes. During stealth sequences, there are enemies that, if alerted, will hunt for you and try to catch you. If you're caught, your mission has failed. Can I not just shoot them? Why are there like the dots here? It looks like there's supposed to be more. Stay crouched and out of sight. Watch guard patterns and find your opening to advance. I just want to shoot them. I'm not good at stealth. Okay, so you're there. Why is it red? There's no one seeing me.
Analysis in progress.
Okay, so you're going there.
Soon we'll be in control. I wish the Lydians would try something else. They saw our power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly.
So he's gonna go over to that panel.
Processing.
Oh no, he's going to that one.
Arrogant Lydians.
Ah, there he's gone to that one. Okay, so I need him. So he's gonna go to that one. And he's gonna go to that one.
It's just a matter
and
of
that
time.
one. To that one. Okay.
This requires too many inputs.
Oh no. Okay. This guy just stands there.
What was that? Eyes playing tricks on me.
It is, it's true. Ah, no one go down. Okay. No one.
Target. How long is Galvin going to make us wait? I'm not worried. He's led us well so far. It's a miracle we're even here. We've been waiting for so long. Patience.
I'd melt if I went through there.
Chance.
Keep
It's
moving.
inevitable after all. That it is. I get all the grunt work.
Am I too loud if I just walk normally? How do we go open this up without making a ton of noise? When they just turn around like, oh, who opened the door? Hey, you guys! Stop!
Stay close.
Stop!
What?
Motion sensors. They'll trigger an alarm. We'll be found.
Invisible to the naked eye.
They could be anywhere. How will we get through?
Yep, use our tricorder. Motion sensor, an energetic beam. Use to direct motion. Avoid intersecting the beam's path. Crouch. Okay. It's just easier to do without that because you have to stand up for some reason to use the tricorder. Luckily it's not so invisible to the naked eye. I wonder if they did originally have that being completely invisible, but playtesters couldn't navigate it using the tricorder because the tricorder can't be used crouched. Is that how Davi blood? Yeah. It is. Grim. Wow. Oh, it was a massacre. It seems to be they're being treated like slaves, but
That's where the uprising started.
still messed up. And we don't fully know the whole picture yet.
Hotari don't do this. We defend ourselves, but we don't kill on this scale, this level of savagery.
There's no such thing as a bloodless rebellion.
I don't know if we should keep going. So much death. I don't want to end up like them.
We'll make sure they didn't die for nothing. What we learn here could save the rest of your people.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever happened here, it made the Elydians abandon the mines. Let's find out what they're so scared of.
There's like crystal stuff everywhere.
These crystalline particles, they're not dilithium. Are they common in the mines?
Not that I've ever seen.
Weirdly, we can't scan them. It went green then for a second. Weird.
Is this the effects of an Elydian disruptor?
Yes.
Disruptors are cruel weapons.
Seeing anything? That looks like we can scan it. We can't scan anything from this area. Oh. Swing over that way.
From the blast marks, it looks like the Elydians had far greater firepower.
Looks like we're going to go around that area. So let's investigate this area first.
The Hotari fortified the side of the room opposite the door. It's a good tactic, but a few crates aren't going to stop fully armed Elydian soldiers. How did they win? Footprints. Elydian boots. Running back the way we came.
Okay, swing over here.
Tylus.
What?
What kind of weapon did this?
This is like nothing I've ever seen or heard of. My people don't have a weapon that does this.
What else can you tell me?
Crystal growth. Crystal growth of unknown origin lodged inside the Elydian skull. Emits low levels of tetrametric radiation. Elydian flesh. The crystal appears to have grown from inside the flesh after initial penetration. The process ruptured several internal organs randomly. The process may not have been fatal instantly. Elydian hearts. Elydians have 4 hearts, or are stopped, and the veins that feed them are clogged with quantized spin crystallization.
What an awful way to die. This must be why the Elydians are so afraid. Technology that surpasses their own, in the hands of the Hotari that they've lorded over for centuries.
Where did this weapon come from?
Well, the crystals are giving off tetrametric pulses. If I set my tricorder to search for that frequency, it'll lead us right to the source.
Radiation compass. Radiation is visible through your tricorder and will lead the way to scannable objects. The 4 green lights on the left will fill to indicate the tricorder is facing a source of radiation. Okay.
This makeshift barrier forced the Elydians to enter from the service corridor, creating a choke point. Quite the advanced tactic for a species that's never waged war. This Elydian tried to run.
They didn't let him.
The Elydians shot to kill.
But if they killed him, why was he shot in the back?
Huh, you're right. The shot came from the side the Hotari were defending.
We don't kill our own. And he wasn't just caught in the middle.
Killed by the same crystallization as the Elydian.
Whose side was the killer on?
Tylus, you may not want to look down there.
I've come too far to... What is this?
They've been dumping bodies down here.
Unforgivable. Galvin and Sidron will be made to answer for this.
Is it just 2 bodies? No. No. No, there's a bunch of bodies down there. Are they Hatari bodies?
More of these crystals.
Another of my people dead.
Think they parked this here on purpose?
One way to find out.
Need any help?
I've got it.
This concentration of tetrametric radiation has never been recorded. Whatever they're hiding, it's right through here.